us at home. We are professionals.
Indeed. That's right. Good afternoon and welcome to the 48th CALLERLAB Convention in Reno, Nevada. Today is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023, and this is the CALLERLAB website resources session. My name is Teresa Berger, and I will serve as the moderator and a panelist for this session. Our other panelist today is the talented, smart, and beautiful Patty Green. Put your hands together for Patty.
And for Teresa, our fearless leader.
Hey, we're glad you're here with us. Today we're going to talk all things website development. Before we do that, we ask that you turn off or silence your electronic devices. To assist with our future convention planning, we are tracking attendance at all sessions. So by a show of hands, would you identify if you are a caller? You know the drill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like 11.
11 callers. And if you are not a caller, would you also raise your hand now?
3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13.
13. Fantastic. Well, we're so glad you're here. As a reminder, this session is being recorded, so if you have a comment, please raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you, and you can make that comment or question into the microphone. Without further ado, I think we can get started. So we're going to talk about a lot of resources, and primarily we're going to start with the CALLERLAB website, which has a wealth of information, but it's really pointless unless you know how to get to it, right? And so we're going to talk a lot about that and kind of show you some of the key things on the website. We'll also talk about some other sites that are available, some other resources that will give you some information. So this is the CALLERLAB website. If you go to callerlab.org, callerlab.org, takes you to the main CALLERLAB page. We're very pleased that in the last couple years we had a total revamp of the website with the help of Patty Green here. She helped us revamp the entire site, and so it's this new site that looks really clean. It's got a new organization structure. And so we're definitely excited about that. As Patty pulls it up here on the screen, we'll tell you a little bit more about what that looks like.
It was just there. Really?
Oh, I think you're on extend instead of
Am I not?
duplicate.
It was just working. You can keep talking and
I will keep talking. Fair enough. All right, so on the CALLERLAB website, there's a collection of information. The home page especially is a good place to check for new information. On the CALLERLAB website, that front page has a collection of information scrolling across the top, convention information, membership. When we scroll down a little bit, we get to my favorite section, and that's the member news section. And so as new things are happening in the association, we send out the direction newsletter to our members. We send out the electronic news blast via email, but we also try and keep the general square dancing public up to date about things that we're doing. And so this section here, the new and noteworthy, are things that the square dance public may like to know. And so that's a good place to look for stories and things like that. If I could have you click on, I'll click on one of them here. Thank you. If you click on this first one, right, April 15th, we posted resolution feedback. And so it's just a shortcut on the home page to see some of these updates. And again, if we click back to go to member news, you can see a collection of all of those articles that we've posted for the most recent new and noteworthy things that are happening at CALLERLAB. So that's a great place to look. If you're looking for something new, when we post it, we try and keep the website up to date with that. And definitely some other things that you'd want to check out on the website. If we go across that top banner here in the blue, we've kind of organized things in ways that you can find things a little bit easier. If we go to About CALLERLAB, if you're looking for history or information about awards, if you want to find out about our Board of Governors, again, that About CALLERLAB drop-down has all of that information that you can find. The annual convention section is super helpful. I know you're here, so you know a lot about what happens. But when you want to find more about, or if you want to share with someone who's not here what happens at convention, it's going to give you kind of an overview. We include the convention attire section, information about what to expect, and also a tentative schedule. So that's a good place to check for folks too, to give you a glimpse of what happens here. It's a good thing for you to share with folks at home. And of course, the registration link is all over that page as well, to register for each of the years when you go out. And we've already got the information up for next year on that CALLERLAB website. website. So check it out for 2024 as well. The next section is probably has the highest traffic, right? That dance programs page. And each of our programs has a drop down listed under the dance programs. And so whichever program you're looking for, you can click on that and download documents that are related to that program. So if we start with this first one, right, we say dance programs, we're going to look at basic and mainstream. Gives us a little history of the committee, information that you might find interesting or relevant. And if we scroll down, we have this nice selection of documents. And so if you're looking for a specific item, then you can't quite find it, you can scroll through, or maybe you're looking for a specific item there and you can type in a keyword, maybe definition. If you're looking for the definition, you can type that in there and click enter or click reset, and if we scroll down, it's going to show you all of the entries in that page that have the word definition in there. So it's a really user-friendly way to find those documents easily. And again, that's broken down by program, so you can look whichever program that you're looking for there. And again, that's for each of the programs that are listed, that there's also some additional materials there in that other programs section. If you click on the header, the dance programs header, it's going to take you to a page that's going to give you general information. Okay, so that why do we have programs and lists, some additional links to those resources to make it easier to find, and then we've got on the side here some general program documents that you might find helpful, formation arrangements, site and module resolutions, all of those kind of general documents that you might expect and might be looking for are linked on that home dance programs page. So we'll show you what that looks like on the screen here. Awesome. The next tab across is the membership tab, and this gives you obviously information about membership renewal. The membership forms is going to be where you go to click through and find your either online form or the PDF that you can fill out each year, and we try and break it down for each of the membership categories, for the U.S. members, the overseas members, that all of those applications are accessible on this page in one spot for you to find. The other part of this membership page is information about some of the programs that we offer to our members, and that's the BMI ASCAP licensing and the insurance. So this BMI ASCAP licensing is a great place to go if you have questions about what does my license cover, or maybe your club has questions about that, right? They can go out to this page too and find out exactly what the CALLERLAB license covers. There's a Q&A document here, the BMI ASCAP Q&A PDF that you can download and share with your clubs, again, to emphasize the importance of music licensing. And that's just a good reminder for us to review every once in a while why it's important for us to have a license and why we do pay that each year. The other section that we get quite a few questions on in the home office is the insurance section. That's, again, under membership, group insurance. And we've provided a breakdown there of what is included in the CALLERLAB insurance. And so there's 3 different categories. Obviously that liability insurance, protecting the caller, and the medical coverage, and then the accidental death and dismemberment. Again, the policy and coverage is all outlined on that website so that you have access to that, and then your clubs that you're calling for, they know that you're covered as a caller as well, with all of that information on the website. Again, different conditions are listed there, so if you have questions, that's a good place to go. And of course, if you have additional questions, you can always contact the home office, and we're happy to talk with you about that. There's also information here for equipment insurance. Again, just another resource. We don't offer that through CALLERLAB, but we have partnered with an insurance company to provide additional information for you on equipment insurance, since that's not something that we currently offer. So again, all listed here in that membership group insurance page. All right. The next section of the website is the committees tab, and this lists quite a collection of information about our committee structure. How many of you are members of committees? Any members of committees here? Fantastic. And for each of the committees that you're a member of, right, you receive communication, but there's general information here in the committee briefs section. So maybe if you're not on a committee yet and you're thinking, well, how do I even know which committees I'd want to join? This is a good place to go, that you can look for each of the CALLERLAB committees. There's a document, a PDF, that tells you exactly what that committee does. So if we look at the advanced committee, there's a really convenient download button right next to that committee brief name. And when we download it, it opens it up right in a new tab, and we can read all about what that committee does, their function, accomplishments, their future activities, the prerequisites to join that committee are listed on that website for each of the committees that CALLERLAB has. And so that's a good place to go if you are wanting to get involved, kind of look through that list and see which items jump out at you and which things might be of interest to you as well. Again, anytime you open that document, it's going to open in a new tab, and so then we just go right back to the same page where we were at and left off, right where we left off, which is fantastic. All right, and again, that list is extensive, so we've got that search keyword at the very top, which makes it easy for us to filter. So if we type in, maybe we're looking for the Women in Calling Committee brief. Oh, she read my mind. This is beautiful. And it brings it right up by us searching that keyword. All right, really user-friendly. Again, easy for us to find those committee briefs and find out ways for us to get involved. Also under the committees page, I wanted to highlight our marketing page. Again, we have a marketing committee, yes, that works on marketing for square dancing. They have quite a collection of resources that we wanted to make available to the square dancing public. And so that's listed here, and that new marketing website and video project is outlined here. It's got information, the press release information is here, so you can view those videos. You can link right to YouTube, and we'll talk a little bit more about those. But again, this is a good place to go for marketing information. I'll scroll down here to the marketing manual section. How many of you have read or downloaded the marketing manual before? Anybody? It's available for free as a download on the CALLERLAB website. This is an incredible resource. It's got a wealth of information, and it's available, again, under the Committees tab, Marketing, and it's linked right there for you to download. If you'd like a paper copy, we can get you one of those at the home office, but again, you can find it right here on the website. Again, when we click that link, we download a copy of that document, and it allows us to see, all of the work the committee has put into there and read some of those ideas. So again, linked all from the website, but a great resource as well. Again, there's some other marketing resources there. We continue to develop this page and keep it up to date and share more information as it becomes available on those marketing resources. But this is definitely a page that we encourage folks to visit and to find out more about promoting square dancing. All right, the next tab is the Caller Resources tab, and this probably has the most information of all of the tabs. If we go here, there's a collection of resources. I'll talk about some of them in a minute, but I want to draw your attention first to the General Documents tab of this drop-down. So Caller Resources, General Documents. This has a collection of a variety of PDFs that are available through the home office. And we've broken them down into different categories. So we list different awards, caller training resources. Again, the committee briefs are linked there. Past directions are listed there. A whole collection of resources are here in one spot for you to look through. Again, we've got that search bar at the top where you can type in a keyword to help you find a document that you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a handout. Again, those are all linked here on this General Documents page. So a great place to go to find information. And again, all of those dance programs are here if you don't want to navigate through the menu. This is kind of that one-stop shop. Again, that's on the CALLERLAB website under Caller Resources, General Documents. I know I spend a ton of time on this page looking for things, and when I can't find it, I say it's got to be there, right? I'll just type in the word and it pops right up. So super user-friendly. Hope that you will find that helpful as well. Again, if you're ever looking for something and you can't find it, feel free to call us at the home office, and we're happy to help direct you to those resources as well on that page. With that, I want to point to you here, another resource under that Caller Resources drop down from the main page is the audio clips / resources. When we click on that, it's going to take us to a link to the CALLERLAB YouTube channel. So let me take you there. This is the CALLERLAB YouTube channel. For those of you that are watching on the video, we've got it pulled up on the screen. If you're listening at home on the audio, we're looking again at the CALLERLAB YouTube channel where we've posted a collection of resources from the CALLERLAB convention. So a lot of the information that you're seeing this week, the banquets, the presentations, some of the sessions will be posted to our website for folks to go back and watch again, especially for these ones where there's a lot of visual content. Sometimes it's nice to be able to look at those right? Without just having to listen to the tape. It's nice to be able to watch that video. And so there's a collection of resources from past conventions out there as well that you can look through. Again, you'll see some of the banquet information from last year. And there's also those links we talked about, the marketing resources that have the kind of promotion videos that are listed at the top there. So again, a wealth of information here. We say when I'm bored, you can just pop one of these on while you're cleaning the house and enjoy. You can learn new things all the time, yes? Maybe just me.
Cleaning the house.
That's fine.
Cleaning house?
Occasionally. This is on the tape. Whoops.
Oops.
All right. So again, a good collection here. Again, those top ones that I talked about, those promotion videos, this is a great place to go to find those. And if we click on this first one, this is one of those short 30-second ads that we've got. We will show that when it pops up. But this is a great place to go that you can embed these on your own website, right? These are available for you to use. And if you go out here on the share button, you can share them however you like. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Is approved, and I feel energized after every event.
Fantastic.
I love the variety of music, from classic
So
rock
again,
to pop renditions.
all
I
kinds
love
of
watching
options
everyone
to share
smiling
those
and having a
videos.
good time. I was a beginner with no experience
works without
whatsoever,
this.
but the
That's
lessons
okay.
quickly taught
All
me.
right, and I'll mute that here so you can see that. Again, other options are also available when you look at those videos. Again, to use those, to share those, that's why we have this project sponsored by the foundation, is to encourage dancers, callers, leaders to utilize these videos for the promotion of square dancing. So again, those are all linked from the CALLERLAB YouTube channel. All right, from here, let us go back to the CALLERLAB site, and I'm going to show you a couple of our CALLERLAB sister sites. All right, again, all linked from the Caller resources page of our website. And so if you don't remember what those names are, you don't have to remember because they're linked right here. You can just remember, oh yeah, Teresa went over to the side, click that drop down, and they're all included there. The first one is that dance resource. If we click on that, it'll take us and give us some information about dances.callerlab.org. This is one of the newer sites that's been developed that has a collection of dance resources. And so the site gives us a breakdown and breaks it into categories. Circle dances, contras, line dances are all included here. If you're looking for something a little bit different, this is a good place to go to find some of that material that's been listed out for each of those types of dancing. Another resource that's a sister site we have is the teaching resource. I'll come back to the knowledge base in a second. If we click on the teaching resource, this is going to take us to, again, another newer site that's been developed by the Choreographic Applications Committee. And they did an amazing job. Dottie Welch and her team put this together, and they're continuing to develop this page. So if we visit, again, teaching.callerlab.org, we have a collection of resources for dance programs. Right now, Basic Part 1, Basic Part 2, Mainstream, and Plus are listed out. So if we start with Basic Part 1 and we go to that page, it's going to list out all of the calls on the Basic program. All right, and for each of those calls, we have a collection of information that we can read about. We can read the definition linked right from this one page. So if we go to circle left, number 1, we can read the definition listed out there. It gives us command examples, the timing, the styling, comments are all included right on this one page. Easy to find, one spot. Again, linked from this page, you can read the standard applications. You can view some modules. Maybe when you're teaching, you need some help finding some ideas on how to use the calls. This is a great place to go to refresh your memory, to find all of that information in a one-stop shop for all of those calls. Again, right now it's through the Plus program, and I know there's conversations about developing that for the future. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely talk with the Choreographic Applications Committee with Dottie Welch and her team. But really, really excited about this resource that makes it so easy to find information. Also in our caller resource section is an incredible asset to the World Wide Web, if we might say, is the knowledge base. This is knowledge.callerlab.org, and this was the product of Barry Clasper and some brainstorming, and has developed into an incredible wealth of information. The Barry Clasper and Chris Jensen currently serve on the Knowledge Base Committee to provide a collection of information all related to square dancing. And so this is kind of started out as a winning ways, right? Winning ways stories of what are other people doing that works, right? How can we share ideas so that we're not all trying to start from scratch at the same time, right? We can hear about what other people are trying, and then we can try it ourselves. And so this is a good way to find some of those stories, all linked from this one site. It's incredible if you go to all of the different pages kind of linked and tagged. There's a page on social connections, so all of those ideas this week that we've been talking about. At the convention last year, they collected ideas. This year, they're collecting ideas. And those are all going out on this page in that social connections tab for you to look at and brainstorm and utilize those ideas for your club back home. There's also tagging listed for each one. Again, when you click on an item, it's going to give you an overview, so you don't even have to open the document, and you can read the summary, get more information about that document, and then, of course, there's a link to those documents, so you can download those and save them.
And I will add that this is very much a live and living website. If you have information, if you've written an article, send it, because Barry and Chris are always looking for new information, and this is not meant to be a stagnant site. You know, it's really meant to be a living document. There is a lot of really good information here, and he links all over the place to other sites and other resources. But if you have information that you would like to share, a winning way that your club's doing, an idea for something, no article is stupid. I mean, it might have to be edited, spell checked, but absolutely nothing is not worth putting on this website. And I can't emphasize that enough. If you've written an article, if you feel like writing an article, if you're here and you go, social connections, I don't see anything about bears, teddy bears. You know, we had a teddy bear dance, it was great. Send it, and they'll post it up, and it'll be available for other people to find.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. For sure. Anything else you'd like to add, Barry, on the knowledge base?
Hold on.
Patty covered it pretty well. I just wanted to re-emphasize it really is a living site. We're constantly collecting information. I'm constantly imploring audiences like this to please send us stuff. And right up on the main page it says, if you encounter some information or develop something that you would tell somebody else about it, you know, you're riding up in the elevator with them, you say, hey, look what I just found out about it. Well, don't just tell them, tell us, because we can put it up there and we can distribute it to the world. So we really encourage you to share more information with us. So try to get into the habit of sharing information for us. Another thing I just wanted to point out is one of the original purposes of this site was the fact that our main CALLERLAB site was in something of a state of disarray. And that was while I was in the chair. I was trying to make it better, and I wasn't really succeeding at it very well. So once I wasn't in the chair anymore and I had a little more time, I started working on this, and one of the main purposes was to provide indexes and tables and directions into the main CALLERLAB site so people could find things more easily. But now with the work that Patty and Teresa have done, a lot of that is now available on the main site in a way that it's easy to find things. So now I'm starting to prune stuff out of the knowledge base, because you can go right to the main site and find it. Now the knowledge base just says, go there. And I don't have to maintain it so much.
Sure. Well, and obviously we thank Barry for all the work on that. It's an incredible resource. Again, lots of marketing ideas there as well. So check out the knowledge base. And again, it's fun to just kind of, you go down a rabbit hole when you start looking, and you find lots of good treasures out there.
Checker sheets. I just went to the what are people interested in? The most viewed in the last 30 days. Checker sheets. Becoming a square dance caller. Checker sheets. That's a good resource since we're supposed to be checking our choreography with checkers. But anyways.
Fantastic. All right. From here, the other item I want to talk about is the Live Lively. I mentioned a little bit with the videos. I want to show you that Live Lively website. This is, again, a project that came out of the marketing committee, and they partnered with the Slate Advertising Company to develop a resource to promote square dancing to the general public. And so what this is a site that we're trying to promote, livelively.squaredance.com. And on this site, there's a kind of an overview of what square dancing is that we hope would appeal to the general public. And so somebody who may not know what square dancing is, there's a who, what, where, when, why, how. You can find out all kinds of information about square dancing for folks who may not know what that looks like. And the videos are linked there. The most important part of this site is the Find a Contact. So all of the pages are kind of driving folks to the Find a Contact section. And this is a map. Right now it's just set for the North America, but we're developing that internationally very soon. And so this is a place where, again, if folks see that livelively.squaredance.com marketing somewhere and they go out here, they can find their local area. And our marketing committee worked really hard to develop a database of contacts. So that way, if I'm from a certain region, I can find a pin that's close to me and contact that person. And hopefully that contact will be able to put me in touch with somebody in my region to learn how to square dance or to attend a dance or a lesson or a party night. And so a great resource here. And there's also a contact form if folks want more information about square dancing. That contact goes right to the home office, and then we're able to connect those people to resources in their local communities.
And if you have a resource, again, send it. If you would like to be listed on this website, send it. We can't emphasize enough that it's not the CALLERLAB job to collect information. It's your job to get us your current information so that we can aggregate it and make sure it's available to people.
Yes. So again, a great resource here. We hope that you will utilize this. And again, I echo what Patty said about make sure you help us keep that website up to date with the contacts so that folks who contact us know how to reach folks and to encourage more folks to participate. So I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to Patty to give us some more resources and information.
So we thought, I can't remember, so let me just find it. We thought that as part of this, we would also include, let's see if it works now. So let's make sure we covered our points. Oh, you don't need that one. So we covered the main website, we covered the YouTube channel, sister sites, Live Lively, and that Live Lively is like brand spanking new. So be patient. Knowledge, we went to teaching, dances. I wanted to say about that dances.calllab. Dottie has curated, and it really is self-contained dance figures that you can use kind of based on the Dancing for Busy People book. Remember the book that Cal put out with a bunch of mixers and easy contras? It's a curated resource of that. And again, I wonder what I'm going to say. If you have things that you would like to add, Dottie would be happy to have them added. What else we got? So now we thought we would talk, this is supposed to be about CALLERLAB resources, but we thought we would just talk about a couple of questions that we get all the time and some resources of things that you might find helpful as callers. The first one is, I'm always asked, you're probably asked, we're all always asked, where do we go to find music? I'm not on Facebook, I don't see any of the announcements. Just go. It doesn't matter. So.
And I think you'll have to drag it over.
Oh, do I have to drag? Really? But PowerPoint messed it up, didn't it? Okay, hold on. There we go.
Okay.
I do this for a living, you wouldn't know. So this Music for Callers, it's really easy to remember, Music for Callers. It has links to a bunch of current labels to access their catalog and website. You can actually do a title search. So if you're looking for a particular song, there is something, recent additions. So these are things that have been added recently, so release 411, 410, and it's not a place to buy music, and it's not a be-all, end-all, because labels that want exposure participate in this. So it doesn't have everybody, but it is kind of a really good place if you're looking for something. So you can search, you got recent editions, you can click out to somewhere else. The homepage has links to all the different labels that are currently still in business. I will say, since we're on a Music for Callers site, that our producers need our help. This is just a little editorial side. It costs a lot to make music. There are less of us these days. You know, past they would sell 1,000 copies of a song. But with the advent of digital music, you know, one purchase of a piece of music, if I purchase a piece of music and I pretend like I don't know any better, that piece of music can get passed, oh, I like that song, here's my stick. Or, hey, I think this would be a good song for you. That is illegal. If you did not pay for that piece of music, you should not be using it. I don't care who you are or what kind of a caller you are. So please visit our producers. And if Teresa does a song that you really like, that you think you might want to do, she'll gladly give you the label and the name of the song, and then go out and buy the music yourself. You know, I remember being at a national convention once, and I happened to go backstage for behind like where the callers were. I happened to go backstage, and there were a bunch of callers sitting in a circle with sticks, and they were passing the stick around, and they were dragging their music on the stick. So everybody was sharing all this music. No. Right, enough of my editorialism. But this is a really good place to go as a resource for finding music. The other place that is one of my favorite resources that I am in at least once a week is the cedar.net. Has anybody been to cedar.net? You should. So this is Vic and Debbie's encyclopedia. I was trying to think of a good word. And they have curated a ton of information. If I'm looking for something and I can't find it through a search, this is my go-to place. A couple of things I will point out. They have, you kind of got to figure out these little icons at the top, because I'm blind and I can't see. But they have a great music database. It's got out of print, it's got in print, you can search by artist, you can search by label, you can search cue sheets. You know, a lot of times I'll get a song from somebody and it'll be a PDF, and I don't like PDF because I want to be able to make it big or make it small or whatever. And you can, excuse me, if I'm going to go to, let's see, I'll go to a singing call. Oh, I'm going to go to artist. Square dance artist. And since, you know, I'm driving the bus, I'm going to type in green. And I'm going to find myself. And here's a list of the songs that they know about that I've done. And if you click on any of these, so some of them have the cue sheet, just about all of them have a cue sheet, but they also have like the original lyrics and some additional information. So let's do Cleopatra. And there's the cue sheet, which I can right click and save to my computer and drop it into, I use Square View, drop it into Square View, and now I've got a cue sheet that isn't in teeny tiny font that I can use, which is really nice. If I'm looking for additional lyrics, how many of you want to make a song your own? This is a really good resource, so I can click on lyrics, and these are the actual lyrics of the actual song that I can then pull out and use for my personal, to make a song my own. The other really good resource that I use a lot is the, hold on a minute, choreography tab. They have done a really good job of collecting snippets of choreography from anybody who'll send it to them. I sense a theme. Do you sense a theme? Send information. Share. I, in the past year, started calling advanced. And I'm not a good advanced choreographer writer. And I came here and I got enough material that I could actually do a respectable tip. They have it, excuse me, you can grab it by level, I want to do some modules that are 0 box to 0 line. And you can come here, and I would like to use star through. And if I click on star through, I've got 0 box to 0 line, basic, and here are some modules I could use. It's a really fabulous resource. I've been having conversations this week with callers who want, they don't know that you can change a singing call figure. I'd like to do how many of you have done a right-hand lady singing call figure lately? How many of you don't know what a right-hand lady singing call figure is?
For the tape, we had one raise
We
their
had
hand.
one
that they
raise their
used
hand.
it.
You know, instead of going corner, to your corner, the ladies go the other way. I'd like to do something different. Well, if I click on right-hand lady corner progression, so there's 15 basic, there's 6 plus, there's 4 mainstream, there's 8A1, 1A2, and so I can find some really great information on different singing call figures if I'd like to expand my repertoire. I would highly recommend that we hammer them so their stuff go out, because this could be something really helpful as you do your calling. They also have the standard look for somebody. Where is it? Calls and cures. If you're curious about somebody, they have a database of calls and cures. Again, cedar.net, great resource, very helpful, especially for choreography. A couple of other choreo, let's see. Terminations. Okay, I'm going to have to go back to my little thing here. I'm sorry, because that's got my little links in it. Hold on a minute. Okay, let's just go down. Cedar. Terminations. I found that the Tam Twirlers has a online version of, did it work? Terminations on the web. We know we have the app, but if people aren't comfortable with the app, it's going to take forever to load. This basically mimics terminations in a web version. I think that terminations is a very valuable tool in teaching, in calling. When I teach a class, I have a little handout that I give them that has a link to the terminations, and I have dancers come up to me and, hey, I was at a dance and Teresa called this, I don't understand it, I looked it up on terminations, can you tell me how this is supposed to work? Like, well, that gives me a perfect workshop tip. And even as a caller, Steve and I, if we have a difference of opinion sometimes, he'll come up with terminations, so they'll know, this would be really good, and this might be how it works. But again, terminations, great resource, and there is a web version, which makes me really happy. Another resource, which is an older resource, but if you're looking for choreography, is all8.com. That's Rich Reel's site. He's got a lot of choreography. He's got some interesting information, get-outs, get-ins, some singing calls. Again, that whole sharing of information, which we need to do more of. It's okay to, excuse me, it's okay to share. Let's see. Oh, and marketing history. We have our great brand new website, which is going to hopefully do a lot of good for us. The Arts also has had a website called You Too Can Dance. And it's got videos and information on our 3 sister dances, square, round, and contra. It talks about, let's go to square dancing. It talks about how to get started. So this is about square dancing. It talks about, it's geared towards non-dancers, so the general public, where they can find out about the square dancing activity. It tells you how you can get started. It's got a, excuse me, the Find a Club, Find a Caller. Their Find a Club, Find a Caller go directly to Where's the Dance. You all know Where's the Dance? This is a private sponsored website. Again, it's another repository of information. You can look for a dance on 423 within 200 miles of, what's this zip code? Does anybody know what Reno's zip code is? You don't know off the top of your head?
I don't.
Really?
I'm slacking.
That's okay. Reno zip code.
Let's see.
Reno. 89433. 89433. Search. So this is everything within 200 miles of Reno. Again, if they don't have your information, you can't be found. But this is just another auxiliary, where's the dance? And the other non-CALLERLAB resource is, has anybody been to the Square Dance History website? This is another curated website with articles that focus more on kind of the history of our activity, not our current version, old-timey. It's got some really, really great articles. It's kind of like a research library on the web. It's got the 3rd National Square Dance Convention. It's got Lloyd Shaw. It's got some stuff on modern westing. What'd you say?
I said, that's my kids.
Where?
That video that says Lloyd Shaw right there, that's my kids.
This? Who, because we talk about it, about Lloyd Shaw, but does anybody really know who he is? I've had dancers come up to me and ask me, how did square dancing get started? And I'm like, but this would be someplace that you could get some information. But again, it's a curated, very specific, it's got some current, some old, it's got some historical articles, and it's kind of fun to browse through. And I think that was all that we had we kind of ran through them because we wanted to make sure we got a whole lot of information in, and their probably eyes are glazed over. But does anybody have any questions or comments on some of the things that we mentioned?
Sure. Oh, I'll do it.
Are you going to walk?
Yes.
Run! April Kendall, Fairfield, California. My question is, would you suggest that we give our clubs information from the marketing packet? They could probably use it.
The answer to that is 100,000% yes. That is exactly what that document is meant for.
Okay.
And give them, if you're trying to help your clubs and give them resources, the marketing document is a really good resource, but give them the link to the knowledge base too, because the knowledge base has more, non-technical, there isn't technical there, but some more non-technical ideas. But that marketing, it's big, and it's got a lot of information, but yes, definitely.
Thank you for all this information. That is wonderful. I have a word about cedarnet.com. That is the site that about 10 years ago saved me, because a friend of mine who was a dancer in another club came to me and said, hey, I hear that your husband is becoming a caller. My partner just happened to have dropped dead. And nobody knew this, but he was a would-be caller. What he had done was collect all used square dance records. He had not gone very far. He had bought a certain number, like say 6 to 8 boxes of used square dance records, and those records still were in the original boxes. So my friend came to me and said, hey, would you be interested in having these used square dance records? I said, oh yeah. And then she said, all 1,500 of them? It was too late to say no. So I got all the 6 to 8 boxes and started cataloging, and I was saved by CNET. Because not only I could find a way to catalog all the records I had, but also I could find that CNET had a wish list. And it turns out that I had 60 or 70 records that they wanted.
There's their
And
wish
then,
list.
Of course, they were offering excess records. All the ones they had duplicates of, they could give them to you. Only exchanges. And if you want to be fair, you pay for the postage. So nowadays, I have asked from them probably 30 records, but I still have 60 records on credits. I can ask for things that my husband wants, and there it is. That's all I want to say. Oh, sorry. Clarice Rosenfield. We live in Ithaca, New York. My husband calls in Ithaca and in Penn, New York. And we dance just to be able to dance again as partners in somewhere with another couple.
I'll tell you that, when I first started, I got somebody's collection of records. And there were some really great records, but a lot of them didn't have cue sheets. And I needed those cue sheets because if I didn't know the song, I was new, and I would come to Cedar not to swap records, but to get cue sheets for records that I got that had long since disintegrated and you couldn't read because, back then they mimeographed them.
But it was beyond what I needed.
I wouldn't want to have to catalog that many records. Just so you know, they have cataloged 21,000 records. They have almost 21,000 sound clips of music they own. They have 15,000 cue sheets, and they have 5,000 songs that they provided lyrics for.
Yeah, 10 years ago it was 15,000.
Oh, and then they got yours.
Steve Green, Monroe, North Carolina. So the CALLERLAB.org is open to the public, but there's also a member section, is that correct?
Great question. So there is in development a member section. The member section of the website is coming soon, and that will include resources, the direction, and links to the logos for member use, other documents that are only accessible to members. That is, again, not public yet, and then in the next few months here, we hope to have that rolled out to the membership, and the members will all receive an email once that's live and ready to go with access information, how to log in, how to access what's out there. So good question. The other item that I'll talk about here is the Find a Caller database that we're bringing back to the website. That was something that was on the original CALLERLAB page, and with the transition, we're looking to bring that page back. So what that is a collection of all of the CALLERLAB members who have asked us to provide their information online. It's optional for our membership. They don't have to be listed, but we ask you on your application if you would like to be listed in the Find a Caller section. So again, with the member dashboard, that section will also be rolling out as a resource for folks who are looking for a square dance caller in their area. If they're looking to find out if a caller in their area is licensed, that information will be provided in that new Find a Caller section that is coming soon.
Patsy, Victoria, British Columbia. Will the access to the members only section be for the callers only or also partners?
That's a good question. I don't think anybody's asked that question ever.
I
I don't think so. For the initial rollout, it will be for the callers only, but that's something that we'll definitely explore and kind of loop in the partners committee to see how we might be able to add the partners in there as well and see what that might look like.
But that being said, it'll be by individual login. So if Steve has my login, he will be able to access by proxy.
Yeah, good question. Okay. Sure.
Is that how Roundalab, so Roundalab, the members have a login, and then if they give it out to 500 people get in? That's how ours is going to be, probably. I don't think I know 500 people that I would want to give my login to, because then I'd have to kill them.
I feel like we need a disclaimer here.
Yeah, I know.
Let's take a turn. Hey, other questions or ideas? Are there resources that we didn't talk about that you know about that you'd like to share with the world, that we should share with the Square Dance community? Well, I guess we did a pretty good job covering them.
I will tell you that the other resource that's really, I see a lot of callers using, not everybody's on it, is Facebook. A lot of clubs, you can get a lot of information about square dancing in clubs on Facebook. They have a page. I will admit that there have been times that I have gone to Facebook looking for a flyer for a dance that I saw that I was supposed to call, that I might not have. But you know, this was not an exhaustive list of resources. But Facebook is, whether you like it or hate it, it's probably going to be around for a while until they do something else stupid. But it's just another place. I know there are closed specifically for square dance callers. There are open and closed groups that discuss choreography, music,
yeah.
Alternative music,
Equipment.
Mm-hmm. There's also groups for software, CSDS, SquareView. So there are some. There's the GCA. You have a private members page. So there are some good resources there.
Oh, private and public resources.
Oh, private and public. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Would you bring up the CALLERLAB Facebook page?
Oh, well, I'll if I go to my Facebook page, I'll have to kill you. I mean, hold on, I gotta go to this one because it's saved in this one. It's not saved to my other one because I'm a Chrome girl, although I'm leaving Chrome.
Details. We mentioned Facebook as an opportunity, as a resource page. And the CALLERLAB Facebook page, we try and keep different updates listed there. We've been posting a lot of convention updates. We try and just include reminders when we put out a press release or when we put out something new on our website. We'll often link that to our Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook and you'd like to follow along with some of those updates, we try and keep that page up to date as well, just to keep you informed about things that are happening. When you get home after this week, you may want to go check out. And we've got quite a few pictures and videos, and we'll be posting more of those as we get home as well. So it's, again, just a fun way to reminisce, too, back through the convention and through the past year of happenings at CALLERLAB.
Oh, no, I don't want to get started. I wanted to get back to here. We've got happening now. There's a bunch of posts. There's some live posts. Looks like there are already some pictures posted, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of people have been sharing with a hashtag of #CALLERLAB, which is just all these resources are just getting the word out, and we focused on getting the word out to us. But you can flip that around and point, like you said, point your club to the marketing document, for example. There might be a gem in there that nobody's tried. There's a lot of really good resources out there with ideas of things that your club can try in this rebuild thing. And it helps that they're not alone if they're struggling with something.
Yes. Any other questions or comments? Fantastic. Well, I hope that your takeaway from today has been, number one, that there's a lot out there, and number two, that we need your help with that, right? It's great that the information is out there, but we need your help, first of all, letting us know what kind of information that we should be sharing on these data collection sites, and then also your help sharing that information with your clubs, with your dancers, with other callers in your area, letting them know that these resources exist, and helping us spread the good news about all of this collection of resources that we have on the CALLERLAB website and beyond. So again, if you would thank Patty Green for her
And
work
Teresa
serving.
Berger.
Great.
Yay. And Barry. And I can tell you that if Barry gets home from this convention, whenever he lands home, and he has 50 emails of things that people would like to put on the knowledge base, he would be
Ecstatic.
unbelievably, I mean, he would show excitement.
Thanks for this presentation, because one of the things that's in the knowledge base is...
Did you want?
Oh.
Wait.
No, it's okay.
No, we don't, no, I don't.
I just added 2 more useful links based on your presentation.
I don't want the executive director to yell at us because it's not on the thing. Barry will be really excited when he gets home if he has 50 emails with information he'd like to include.
I would be ecstatic. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say, as a result of your presentation, I just added 2 more links into the useful links in the knowledge base. Because every other one that you talked about was in the knowledge base, pointing at it from somewhere. So just to,
Awesome.
the knowledge base again, I will try to make it a central hub for information. So if you go there first, it'll point you into the CALLERLAB stuff, but it'll also point you to a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, so here's a bunch of, if I just went to the knowledge base.
Yeah, so the Live Lively thing, that wasn't there 10 minutes ago.
Oh, and he's got music for callers, he's got a lot of stuff. We didn't talk anything about equipment or software resources. If you're looking for something, there's a bunch of software that you can use now. It's no longer one piece of software that helps on that computer. So thank you. Look at that. Thanks.
Again, that living document in act.
Yes, in action.
One more comment.
It's a request. Would you be able to put together as soon as possible so that when we get home, we can have access to a very short video on this convention that we can send to our dancers so they can relate to the, to the fact that for weeks we told them we're coming. So on this week, there won't be any dancing in our area. So they could relate to what we're doing.
Sure, I would definitely encourage them to check out the CALLERLAB Facebook page. That gives really a really good insight.
If we can go to the
If we can find the link of the video, then we can send the link to our dancers. They don't have to search for it.
I will make a note of that.
There will be a handout. We were kind of waiting until we had finalized what we were going to talk about and how much time we were going to have. But I'm sure that in the post-convention promotional things, there will be links to things that you could share.
Okay, thank you.
Broad question, how long will the portal be active? Like, people are telling all day that they're gonna add handouts. Will they be there in 2 weeks?
Yes, great question. So the convention portal is open just to convention attendees. And so the convention attendees, you have the link to that in your packet, the QR code to scan that, and the password to get in there. That will be active for the next year. So until the next convention, those handouts and that schedule and all of the information on the portal will be accessible to the attendees. Great question. Yes.
I was looking to see if I could get there from here.
Oh, no, not from the website.
Okay.
That's okay. No. Again, thanks for attending the session today. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your convention. We are just about there, so a little bit left, but so glad that you're here. So glad that you chose to hang out with us this hour. Enjoy the rest, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for coming.